What is the process of like, let's say someone's starting from scratch? You can get family court to issue an order of protection. What is under what premise? Like what are you arguing? How do you do it?
Under the premise that person, the respondent, has committed a family offense against you, which is a list of crimes such as harassment, assault, strangulation, all of those things. If you can prove the elements of any one of those, you are entitled to ask for an OP.
When you say prove, you mean preponderance of evidence proof, not the same criminal requirements for
correct
probable cause.
And
So I would imagine even lower than preponderance of evidence.
Probable
right?
cause.
So here's the thing that he's saying. He's considering what happens to finalize an order.
no.
What, the ex parte order that's issued before somebody responds to the service of the order of protection is actually issued on reasonable cause.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're providing a reasonable basis to believe a family offense petition was committed by making an allegation and making a sworn statement in front of the court. So then
So
nobody's
penalty of
there.
perjury is enough for it to be reasonable. If you're willing to write a statement and subject yourself to perjury, then
Just
that's
like,
enough.
just like the
It's a-
complaints that have
a
245 on it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a very low standard, man. They rubber stamp those things easily.
But you can get them for just about anything. I'm currently dealing with one. Somebody got it because her ex-husband allegedly yelled at her.
Oh.
And I guess is it based on what they want, or does the judge determine what it's limited for?
Based on the threat of violence or
The probability or threat? Like, what are we, like
the
just
imminence,
threats issued?
the
or-
imminence,
Okay.
and the possibility of it.
Okay.
It also depends, right? Like somebody can go in and say, I'm so scared. This person keeps threatening via text message. I think they're going to hurt me, and you want a full stay away order, and you apply for it. The judge might say, I don't see immediacy of harm here.
Yeah,
So they give you a refrain from.
yeah.
And the refrain from is basically a court telling them to refrain from criminal behavior, which is
Well, it's not just criminal behavior because family offenses are not all crimes. Some family offenses are something ridiculous, like demeaning language.
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
God damn.
The standards on the floor.
Think about that. If you're
my wife gets to the family
disrespectful to your
court,
wife
I
consistently,
can never
family
I can never
offense.
talk to her again. Can't demean you.
It's a weird vibe in the family court, like similar to the housing court. It's kind of a mess in there, honestly.
But I will say this, right? These judges are taking things out of the realm of the criminal court when they're dealing with this. There is some concurrent jurisdiction. There is some run over, but they're in a position where they're not able to look this person in the face and say what you're saying is not valid. Right? Generally, a person is standing in front of them saying, I need something that tells this person to leave me alone. And remember, they're not getting arrested. They're not getting charged with a crime. And unless you're a TLC driver or someone else who has any kind of license, it doesn't really affect your employment or your life to have a family court order of protection. Right?
But if you
There's
are,
still collateral consequences to it.
There
Oh,
are.
there are.
And
There
so
are
there's
many.
the issue of rubber stamping something that has some collateral consequences, which, depending on your situation in life, could be life-changing.
Yeah.
But it's not that they're rubber stamping because we're not talking about the fact finding here. We're
Yeah,
talking about
we're talking
the
about
original
temporary
issuance of
orders.
the
Okay,
order.
okay.
Yeah.
okay.
That's a great distinction.
they're rubber stamping those, not the other ones.
Correct.
But again,
No, because it's a long process to get to the final one.
Yeah,
Usually they settle or they get withdrawn.
But the
Okay.
issue is the standard, not the judge. The
Yeah.
standard is low to the ground, just
Yeah.
like probable cause is
Yeah,
for
exactly.
an arrest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the judges can't say no because basically it takes nothing to get one.
Yeah, I would imagine if you're willing to make up an accusation, I would imagine if your accusation is silly, you're gonna lose.
Well, how many people are being brought up on perjury charges from family court?
None that I
Nothing.
have
Yeah.
experience with. So that's the.
I mean, perjury is a criminal charge, and it would have to be reported to law enforcement. It have to be provable. Remember, you have to have
Right,
comparable
which-
evidence of the perjury, and you rarely do.
Which is why cops never get charged with perjury for lying all the time on all the criminal documents he sends.
I mean, like,
Prosecutorial discretion is everything. But that's another conversation.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel like in a world where perjury was taken more seriously, it might be a little bit
Better
And
world.
body-worn cameras should be
there
the
should be
end
way
all of a
more
lot of
arrests for false
police.
reports.
Yeah.
It should be
Way
way-
more.
Yeah.